Good morning, students, and welcome to the class. In history, we have completed the chapter Asoka, the emperor who gave up war. And we have seen in the chapter that Mauryan Empire was such a big empire. Its area was very vast, and so many important cities were there in the empire, like Takshashila, Ujjain, and Patliputra. And we have also seen that Asoka was the greatest ruler of Mauryan dynasty, and in the war of Kalinga he was very much disturbed by seeing the violence and bloodshed, and this war proved to be a turning point in the life of Asoka. We have seen that Asoka gave up war after winning the war of Kalinga. Asoka gave up war and started following Dhamma, and he wanted to conquer the world not by war but by this Dhamma. So he spread his idea of Dhamma through appointed officers who were named Dhamma Mahamatta. And not only this, he also inscribed his messages in the inscriptions. And we see that he sent his messengers to distant places like Syria, Egypt, Sri Lanka, in order to spread his idea of Dhamma. And his idea of Dhamma was based on the principles of kindness, the principle of love, compassion, and he always asked people not to perform rituals. Religion is not the performance of the rituals, but we should be kind to all the people, we should be kind to animals. So all these things we have studied in the last chapter, and now we will see, before starting the next chapter, okay, chapter number 9, vital villages, thriving towns. That is your chapter number 9. So before starting that chapter, you must keep some important facts in your mind. Okay, so now the question is, what happened after the end of Mauryan Empire? जब मौर्यन एम्पायर एंड हो जाता है, उसकी कोलैप्स हो जाता है, तो उसके बाद क्या होता है? बिकॉज मौर्यन एम्पायर वॉज सच अ बिग एम्पायर. जब उतना बड़ा एम्पायर कोलैप्स करता है तो फिर क्या होगा कि इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल कि इमिडिएटली एक बड़ा एम्पायर फिर से खड़ा हो जाए. दैट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल. तो वी सी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि अराउंड 2200 years ago, the Mauryan dynasty collapsed. And after the end of Mauryan dynasty, we see that in the whole country, several new kingdoms emerged in different parts of the empire. The Mauryan empire तो बहुत बड़ा था, और उस empire, जब वो empire end होता है तो उसके बाद क्या होता है कि different parts of the country में, different parts of the empire में different kingdoms जो हैं वो emerge करते हैं. Okay, so first of all we see that in the northwestern part of the country and in parts of North India, some new kingdom arose, and that kingdom was known as Indo-Greeks. So first of all we are seeing what happened after the collapse of Mauryan Empire in the northwest and northern part of the subcontinent. northwest and northwest and northern part of the subcontinent. So what happened after the end of Mauryan dynasty in the northwest and northern part of the subcontinent? We see that after this end of Mauryan dynasty, there emerged a new kingdom that was called Indo-Greeks, and these Indo-Greek rulers ruled for around 100 years. Okay, and after this the end of this Indo-Greek kingdom, we see a new kingdom emerged, and that was Sakas. And as the name suggests, first of all, this Indo-Greek is belonging to, they have origin in Greece, and now these Sakas have origin in Central Asia. Okay, now Saka kingdom arose in the northwest and northern part of the country, and these rulers, this kingdom, Saka's kingdom, ruled for around 500 years ago. Indo-Greeks ने 100 years तक, around 100 years तक रूल किया था. Okay, and Sakas ने 500 years के around रूल किया. Okay, and after these Sakas, a new dynasty came up in this area only, northwest and northern part में. फिर एक न्यू डायनेस्टी आती है जब ये सकास का रूल एंड हो जाता है अराउंड 500 years के बाद, एंड दिस न्यू डायनेस्टी वाज नोन एज कुशानास. You will read about these Sakas and Kushanas in the coming chapter. Okay, so these Kusanas were there, and their period is around we can say around 2000 years ago. And after this Kusanas there were Gupta ruler, or we can say Gupta kingdom. And after this Mauryan dynasty or Mauryan empire, this Gupta kingdom was the one of the largest empire was there. And now we will see what happened in the north and central part of India. This is northwest and northern part. ये सारे आए. अगर हम इसको numbering, we can numbering also. First Indo-Greek आए, then Sakas आए, then Kushanas आए, और फिर गुप्ता रूलर्स जो थे उन्होंने अपना रूल establish किया. Okay, and now we will see what happened in the north and central part of the country. North and central part of the country में what happened after the end of the Mauryan empire. Okay, so we see that in this central part and northern part of the country, a new dynasty emerged, and this dynasty was Shunga. This dynasty was founded by Pushyamitra Sunga. Who was the founder of Sunga dynasty? Pushyamitra Sunga. And who was this Pushyamitra Sunga? Actually, this Pushyamitra Sunga was the general of Mauryas. जो Mauryan kings थे उनका वो general था Pushyamitra Sunga. And after the end of this Mauryan dynasty, this Pushyamitra Shunga, he founded his own dynasty in the north and central part of the subcontinent, and his dynasty was known as Sunga dynasty. And after this Sunga dynasty, what we find, there was a new dynasty, and that is known as Kanvas. Sunga and then Kanvas. And we see that there were smaller kingdoms that emerged during this period, and lastly it was Gupta Empire. Which was, we can say, it was as big as Mauryan Empire. So this Gupta Empire was established lastly. तो जब तक मौर्यन एम्पायर से गुप्ता एम्पायर के बीच का जो पीरियड है, क्योंकि मौर्यन एम्पायर एंड हुआ अराउंड 22 ईयर्स अगो, एंड गुप्ता एम्पायर जो एस्टैब्लिश हुआ दैट इज अराउंड 1700 ईयर्स अगो. तो ये जो बीच का पीरियड था, इस पीरियड में बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे डायनेस्टीज आए, छोटे छोटे किंगडम्स बने, नॉर्थ वेस्ट में, नॉर्थ में, सेंट्रल में, एंड देन साउथ में भी बहुत सारे न्यू डायनेस्टीज आए, वेस्ट में भी न्यू डायनेस्टीज आए. ओके, तो दिस इज अबाउट द नॉर्थ एंड सेंट्रल Sungas and Kanvas. And now we will see what happened in the western part. What happened in the western India? Okay, western, and we can say central also. We can include central. Western and central part of the subcontinent, which new kingdoms and dynasties came into existence in the western and central part of the subcontinent. In this part we see a very important kingdom came into existence, and that was Satavahanas. This Satavahanas were very powerful, and the ruler about which we have discussed earlier, the Sakas, who were from the Central Asia originally, and who established their kingdom in the northwest and northern India. There was battle between that Shaka and Satavahanas. Okay, and we see that this Satavahanas kingdom was established around 2100 years ago, and the rulers, Satavahana rulers, ruled for around 400 years. Okay, and then we see that around 1700 years ago, क्योंकि ये establish कब हो रहा है, it is established in 2100 years ago, and the Satavahana rulers ruled for around 400 years. तो अब कितना बच गया, 1700 years ago. तो क्या हुआ कि 1700 years ago we find that a new ruling family emerged, and this was known Vakatakas. Okay, don't you need to memorize all these things कि कौन आए क्या हो. You just have, you must have, not just have, you must have an idea कि what happened after the end of मौर्यन एम्पायर. जो इतना बड़ा एम्पायर था, इतना पावरफुल एम्पायर था, जब वो एंड होता है 2200 ईयर्स अगो, तो उसके बाद क्या होता है यू मस्ट नो. एंड हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं, वी आर डिस्कसिंग all these things, what happened in the north and northwestern part of the subcontinent. Then we have seen what happened in the north and central part of the subcontinent. Then we are seeing presently what happened in the western and central part of the subcontinent. So these new rulers, Satavahanas, Vakatakas, they came into existence. They were ruling over these areas because जो इतना बड़ा डायनेस्टी, इतना बड़ा एम्पायर जब एंड हो रहा है, तो फिर इमिडिएटली एक न्यू एम्पायर उतना बड़ा नहीं आ सकता. इट विल टेक टाइम. तो उस बीच के पीरियड में क्या हुआ. ओके, एंड नाउ वी विल सी व्हाट हैपेंड इन साउथ इंडिया. In South India, we see that what we find that in that part of the country, three new kingdoms arose, and these were Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas. Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas. These three kingdoms emerged, and the period of their emergence is around, ये तीनों का एक साथ हम देखेंगे, they emerged around 2200 to 1800 years ago. इनका जो पीरियड है चोलास, चेरास एंड पांड्यास का, that is between 2200 to 1800 years ago. Okay, and we see that after this Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas, after the end of these three kingdoms, we see that two large kingdoms emerged. And these two large kingdoms, the name of these two large kingdoms were Pallavas and Chalukyas. Pallavas and Chalukyas. तो पहले जैसे ही हम देख रहे हैं कि 2200 years ago चोला, चेरा एंड पांड्या जो है, these kingdoms emerged in South India, and they ruled for around 400 years ago, from 2200 to 1800 years ago. And then after the end of all these kingdoms, we see that around 1500 years ago, these two powerful kingdoms, very large kingdoms arose, the Pallavas and the Chalukyas. And other than these, there were other kingdoms also, other kings also. And how do we know about all these kings and kingdoms? We know about them from their coins and from the inscriptions, then books. At that time, books were also started to be there, and these are the main source of information for us. And now we see that during this period, the period of 2200 years ago to around 1800 years ago, what we see that so many changes were taking place, and the changes which were taking place, in those changes we find that common people common men and women, they were playing a major role. And we see that so many changes were coming, like a spread of agriculture. जैसे जैसे टाइम बीत रहा है, जो एग्रीकल्चर का एरिया है, जितने एरिया में पहले एग्रीकल्चर होता था, with the passage of time we see that the area is increasing. Now people are cultivating more areas of land. People are using more area of land for the purpose of cultivation. And other than this, there were other changes also, like new towns emerged. New towns emerged, and then new craft production was also started, and trading also become very important. Traders, they were also playing a very important role. So what we find that during this period some changes occurred, and these changes are changes that occurred during this period. First change, I told you, the spread of agriculture. Then the second change which came at that time was the growth of new towns. Then we see that at that time what happened, that growth of craft production and trade also happened. The growth of craft production craft production and trade. So all these changes were coming in the lives of the people, and in these changes, how these changes were coming, because the lives of ordinary men and women became very important. We see that traders, they were playing a major role in not only in economy but also in culture, because these traders were going to distant places with their goods in order to sell them, and what they needed in order to go to distant places, they needed routes. Without routes they were not able to reach any place. So what we see, that traders explored land routes within the subcontinent. जो subcontinent था उसके अंदर land routes को से different places पे वो जाते थे. और जब हमें subcontinent के बाहर जाना हो, subcontinent में कौन कौन से कंट्री आती, यू रिमेम्बर ना? सबकॉन्टिनेंट जो इंडिया है हमारा, देन इंडिया के साथ साथ जो लगा हुआ बांग्लादेश, भूटान, नेपाल, पाकिस्तान, मालदीव, श्रीलंका, ऑल दीज कंट्री आर कंसिडर्ड एज इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट. क्योंकि ये जो एरिया है, नाउ वी हैव टू कंसिडर इट फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ जियोग्राफी. मैं फिर से आई एम टेलिंग यू द मीनिंग ऑफ सबकॉन्टिनेंट. सबकॉन्टिनेंट जो होता है वो कॉन्टिनेंट जैसा ही होता है, बट कॉन्टिनेंट से छोटा होता है. इट्स अ लार्ज लैंड मास, ओके, एंड दिस लैंड मास इज सेक्लूडेड, जो अलग सा होता है. जैसे अगर हम इंडियन सब कॉन्टिनेंट, अभी yesterday I taught you na the physical features of India, and in that we have seen that India is surrounded by sea water. India is surrounded by sea from three sides. In the western side there is Arabian Sea, in the southern side there is Indian Ocean, and in the eastern side there is Bay of Bengal. So east, south and west, south and east, all these parts are surrounded by water, and in the north what is there? The Himalayas. So ये जो पूरा इंडिया के साथ जो लगे हुए और कंट्रीज़ का नाम अभी मैंने लिया, ये सारे जो हैं वो एक अलग यूनिट की तरह बना लेते हैं, जो कि नेचुरली जो बाकी पार्ट से, एशिया के अदर पार्ट से वो थोड़ा अलग हो जाता है, सेक्लूडेड हो जाता है। तो इसी को हम लोग सब कॉन्टिनेंट कहते हैं। तो व्हाट वी सी दैट व्हेन ट्रेडर्स हैज़ टू गो to those places which are within the subcontinent. So in order to reach those places they needed land route, है ना? But when they needed to go outside the subcontinent, in that case they needed sea routes, because it was surrounded by sea from three sides. So in order to reach West Asia there was need of sea route. In order to reach East Africa, see the observe the world map. It's very important in order to understand the things in history as well as in geography. Okay, तो अगर इंडिया से हमें वेस्ट एशिया जाना है तो कैसे जाएंगे? सी रूट से जाएंगे. If we want to go to East Africa, then we also have to adopt the sea route. And if we want to go to Southeast Asia, then in that case also we have to go for sea route. So we see that the traders were becoming very important, the trade was becoming very important, and with this these land routes and sea routes, what was happening, that the people of the world were connecting, वो एक दूसरे से जुड़ रहे थे, and this connection was responsible for bringing so many changes in our cultural life. Okay, we will study all these things in the following chapter. We are going to study all these things, but यहाँ पर you just have an idea कि what happened after the end of modern empire. So these changes were coming, and besides we also find that many new buildings were started to built during this period only, like temples started to be built, then stupas were there, and books were also started to be written, and scientific discoveries were also made. So this period was very we can say it was a very rich period in which all kind of developments were taking place. So all these developments were taking place simultaneously, साथ साथ, एक ही साथ, है ना, सारे चेंजेस आ रहे थे. एक तरफ बहुत सारे बिल्डिंग्स, न्यू बिल्डिंग्स, स्तूपास बन रहे हैं, टेम्पल्स बन रहे हैं, तो दूसरी तरफ बुक्स लिखे जा रहे हैं, तो साइंटिफिक डिस्कवरीज हो रही. ऑल दीज थिंग्स वर हैपनिंग simultaneously. So now we are ready to start our next chapter, that is vital villages, thriving towns. That is your chapter number 9 in the new book, and chapter number 8, chapter number 9 in the old book, and chapter number 8 in the new book. So we will start this chapter in the next class, and this information must be there in your mind कि कैसे कैसे क्या हुआ. इतना जो facts दिए हैं उसको memorize नहीं करना है. Okay, because it is not possible कि सारी चीज़ें हम rote learning से रट ले, न तो उसकी ज़रूरत है और वो हमें rote learning नहीं करनी है, हमें समझना है. We have to understand the things. Okay, so in the next class we will start the chapter Vital Villages, Thriving Towns. So this is all for today.